Hello everyone, ObiVanDamme here and welcome back to Lords and Villeins. Before we continue with our Let's Play series, where you can find a link to the most recent video in the top right corner right now, we are going to go over 5 different things that they do not tell you in the tutorial that are for absolute beginners, I think, but that are very important. Some of them I figured out myself by just playing the game, and I bet most of you guys will also, but some of them I did not immediately get and had to ask the developers on the Discord, or some of you mentioned in the comment section below the Let's Play video, so thank you very much for that. First of all, fealty types. If you give property to some of your families, in the tutorial, by default for household, it is set to fee farm, and for let's take a look. For working spots like farmlands, it's set to sockage. And I didn't realize immediately, but there are actually more options available. So if you go to that drop down, you can see there is sockage and fee farm, but there's also Frankelmonje, which basically means you give the property to the family for free. Not sure if that changes once the clerics will be involved at some point in the future. And the third one is stewardry, which is actually pretty awesome, especially in the beginning and for the royal forest. What that means is you will give gold to your family, and in return you will get 100% of the production. So especially in the royal forest, where all of the construction material is made, it makes sense to change that to stewardry in the beginning. First of all, the amount of gold the family receives is not as huge as it will be on sockage, because construction material is extremely valuable in the beginning. So just give them some gold so they can buy food from the farmers, and then keep all of the production material for yourself, so you can build up the common area of your town, like the warehouse, the marketplace, the public area, and your manor. And then you can just give out the construction material basically for free in the beginning, so every family that arrives has a chance to build their house. And then in the later stages, once you have accumulated a large amount of construction material to fill in gaps in emergencies and also build up your own stuff, you can change that back to sockage, so that the town basically handles distribution of construction material by themselves. But in the beginning, it makes sense to change that to stewardry. I did not do that, I think, in the beginning of the Let's Play series, but I did it now. Second hint is all of these fealty types also have this box over here, and that's actually editable. So for the fee farm, you can actually change how much the people have to pay for the fee for the land. The default values are pretty small, and especially for sockage, it makes sense to increase that by a lot. So if you go over here to the farmland, for example, I changed the sockage to 50%. So the families will keep 50% of what they have, which is, I think, still more than enough than they actually need, because especially in the beginning, there's not that many people that need to be supplied with food. So it makes sense that you grab most of the stuff for yourself, so you can then later redistribute it to new arriving families so that they can get started. The same is true for the fee farm and the stewardry. You can change these numbers depending on your needs. Third thing, and that might be the most important one, is the chest. I think the tutorial does not tell you to build a chest, but what the chest will do is, you can see here, the villagers will store their coins in the chest, and until they have a chest, they will carry around the gold that they arrive with in their pockets, and that way you cannot see it. They can still use it to buy stuff at the storefronts, but you have no idea to track how many coins each family has. But if you build a chest, you can see, if you go down to the villagers book and go to the for example the Peniel family, click on your show family inventory, and now you can actually see how much coins the family owns. And that way it helps you to figure out, do you give them enough money to pay all their stuff via stewardry, or do they have enough goods left from sockage to actually pay off everything they need. So you can see both of the families over here have 224. I think they arrive with 250 if they join your town. That's also something that I think is not mentioned. Every family that arrives at your town, if you accept them, will come with a specific amount of gold in their pockets, which they will store in a chest once you build one. And that's all the money available. So the amount of money in your city is fixed. There's no way to get more money from outside except for having new families, or to lose money. I think the king will not ask for actual money. So the amount of money you have in your city is fixed, and it will just circle around the different families. And if every family has a chest, you can track how much money each family has, and then it's easier for you to adjust your fealty fees and fealty types to make sure every family has roughly the same amount of money to work with. Next up is the storefront. In the beginning of or at some point in the tutorial, you are being told that you should build a marketplace, which we already, I think we did not over here, but you are told to build a marketplace. Let's do that real quick. Marketplace, just, I don't know, right here. And then you build a couple of storefronts in here. Something like this, okay? And these storefronts will then be used by the villagers to sell their stuff. And yeah, you can see over here, that's the Penel family, and she is offering, well, nothing at the moment, but that's how it works. They will offer their stuff. And what you can see is the Penel family is the Royal Forest family, or the Forager family, and they do not offer anything over here. And the reason for that is, if you take a look at the market presence, they want to sell wood, but they can't. And the reason is that heavy objects, so basically everything that is stored in the ground storage, cannot be transported and put into a storefront on the marketplace. So for the Forager family to be able to sell their stuff, you need to build the storefront on the Royal Forest. The tutorial tells you that you should do that you should build the storefront on the Royal Forest, but I think it does not tell you why. And that's the simple reason. Heavy objects, which is everything that is being produced in the Royal Forest, except for mushrooms, I think, cannot be transported to the marketplace. The same might be true for, let's take a look at the ground storage real quick at the tooltip. Stone, wood, or minerals. So the miner family, which we don't have yet, will also not be able to sell their stuff at the storefront, and therefore they need a storefront on the production property itself. Final thing, now we are a little bit too late, is the accessibility, I don't know what it's called. Let's wait for the day to arrive, so we can see a little bit better. If you place an object, like for example the ground storage or a bed, you can see there are these gray areas left and right of the bed. That's the area that needs to be free for the item to be accessible. And you can see, for example, the straw bed has 4 of these accessibility tiles. 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And you don't need to have all of them free. You just have to have one of these tiles to accessible for the item to be used. So you can see here in the bed, I tried that out in the corner. The straw double bed has 4 accessibility tiles, 2 on the right side and 2 on the left, and the top one is covered by the regale. So if we build the same structure on the other side, let me show you that real quick. Like this. 2 of them are covered by walls, which are not actually covered at the moment, but they should be. And the other one is stored by the regal, like this. So this tile is the only one that's actually accessible, and you can see the people are sleeping in the bed and they entered from the left side. So this here is sufficient for the bed to be accessible. Always keep that in mind if you place your stuff. For example, if you build a storage room, you can see that these are the 4 tiles where you, for the storage to be accessible. And yeah, make sure that that always one of these is accessible. Most of the objects have that surrounded or have accessibility tiles around them, except for example for the silo, it only has 1. So make sure that this 1 is free, or if you don't do that, you will get a warning that tells you that something is not accessible. Unfortunately, at the moment, it does not tell you which object that is. It will just tell you which person was not able to reach something. So maybe the developers will change that later. That's it. Top 5 tips they do not tell you in the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And don't forget to watch the Let's Play. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.